you have friends and family that are great seafood or fish aficionados, especially the ones standing behind the camera, you need to go all out or just go home. In today's cooking, we are going to be baking a whole black snapper. Pair it along with some spaghetti, which is made of basmati rice, and have some great influences coming in through an Asian-inspired cucumber salad. A whole fish on the table and everybody is mum shut enjoying the meal. A great way to start the weekend. Let's get to creating it. Now when I said a whole black snapper, look at this gorgeous baby. Perfect, fresh off the sea, and this goes straight on my baking tray. Now if you do not have a baking tray, just line it on one of the sheets. Put some foil, put some parchment paper, and you're good to go. This black snapper is perfect. Just have it cleaned, remove the guts and the entrails from within, have it scaled, and all you need to do is give it some slashes so that the marinade goes right in. I'm just using a beautiful subtly flavored spice, that's the Gremolata, which has parsley, it's got some lemon rind, it's got lemon juice, it's got garlic, and it's got the all-time famous extra virgin olive oil. Creating this marination, that's the Gremolata, is really very simple. And I'm using about a tablespoon of garlic paste, heaped and all, along with about 2.5 tablespoons of some curly parsley, finely minced, the juice of 1 lime, along with the rind of that lime, because you want that additional essential oils to flavor into this gorgeous mix. Give it a fine sprinkle of some celery sea salt or just some normal sea salt, and an overload drizzle of some extra virgin olive oil. So I'm going nearly about 40 to 50 mils of this, and we're just going to emulsify the entire creation together. So just whisk everything together and form a thick slurry that goes on top. While the Gremolata is a subtle yet light marination, the star is going to be the freshness of the fish that just transcends with both these. So we're just going to now slather this into the nooks and crannies and the entire fish. Just allow it to nestle within and flip it and do the other side as well. Now into the belly of this baby, in goes 1 lemon that I've just sliced up, and we're just going to keep it there so it flavors through and through. And finally we're just going to give it an overload of some celery salt on top so that it crackles and gets that perfect crisp skin on top. We allow this to sit on the side for at least 20 minutes. In the meantime, let's get to preheating the oven to 200 degrees Celsius, and all it needs to do is go right in. While we allow the fish to marinate for about 20 minutes, we can get to creating that gorgeous rice spaghetti that I spoke about. So out here I've got about 1 liter of water with 200 grams of rice spaghetti, and I'm just going to allow it to soak for 3 minutes till we get to cooking it. Just smash it down and allow it to absorb into this and get slightly soft. While the spaghetti softens on the side, into a cast iron, I'm just going to add about 20 mils of olive oil and allow it to get nice and hot. Into that I'm going to infuse about 6 cloves of garlic, roughly shredded because I want the textures to come alive out here, with about 1 inch of ginger, highly flavorful and sharp in its overall understanding, with 4 red chilies finely sliced going in. Just allow all this to infuse, stain and merge with each other for about 10 seconds before adding in some red onions. So out here I've got 2 red onions thinly sliced, and I applaud myself on the thinness of this because it just adds to the versatility of this dish. Toss it and saute it for about 1 minute to 1.5 minutes. You need to cook this on the highest possible heat so that while the onions cook, they still retain a little bit of their crunch. Into this goes 1 red bell pepper thinly sliced, along with 1 green pepper. This is just to bring out some color into the overall creation. No fanfare but comfort cooking. So allow this to saute with each other. Get slightly cooked. Allow the colors to play with each other, and then we need to toss in that spaghetti. Now as the spaghetti has softened, I'm just going to lift it off the water and into this and allow it to toss and cook. It can get quite messy, but the end result is tasty, and we're just going to infuse it with some Asian flavors. As these have softened and all the colors have merged in, very colorful in the making and so like the color of the varied flag. So out here, all we're going to do now is Asianize this entire creation with a splash of some light soy, about 5 mils of it, not too much, and a final dash of some oyster sauce. So 10 ml of oyster sauce just to marry everything well together. Give this a light tossing, not too much, just allow everything to toss in well. This needs a final sprinkling of some seasoning, some herbs, and you're good to go. A fine sprinkling of some rosemary lavender salt going on top, and I'm playing around with a lot of different flavors and textures. You can just use some plain sea salt as well, along with a fine dabble of some freshly milled black pepper. As you get this together, all you need to do is give it an overload of some cilantro, and I'm using nearly 3 tablespoons because the freshness just comes alive here. A light toss and switch off the flame. This gorgeous creation is a perfect pairing to go along with the fish. With this ready, it's now time to put the fish straight into the oven and get to creating that salad. °200°C, and the temperature in the oven is perfect for this baby to go right in. So we're just going to layer this in for a good 20 to 25 minutes and we are good to go. Spaghetti done, fish gone into the oven. Now it's time to create that lemon buttery sauce to mask and enjoy the fish with. So out here, I'm going overload. I'm using nearly 100 grams of salted butter. Let it just melt in the pan along with about the juice of 1 lime. Quite sharp, quite tart, and quite highly flavorful. Along with some sage just to elevate it. So I've taken a handful of sage and I'm just going to allow everything to steep together, coming together really well. The slowest possible simmer just so that everything infuses really well with each other. And this sauce requires a seasoning and you're good to go. This salad is such a fun salad to create, though very Asian in its flavors. It's got quite a fun element to it where you just end up smashing it. So nip the edges off and all you need to do is give it a good thrashing so that it smashes down and it gets to absorb most of its flavors. So with my wonderful pestle, I'm just going to hammer it down. Just give them a fine smash, and this is really required so that the dressing, the sesame oil and everything just merges in together. So smash this down and then we're going to cut it into fine pieces. What a fun way to create a salad. Now all you need to do is cut these into chunks and put it into a bowl. Some salads are so required to be had in the crudest of forms. Dunk all these smashed cucumbers into a bowl. Into this goes 1 bell pepper cut into dices, along with 3 chipotle peppers just cut into roundels, a slight dabble of some red chili flakes. I'm using not even a gram. We're going to infuse this with a lot of Asian flavors, starting with some light soy sauce, about 10 mils of this, and you want it to seep into all the nooks and crannies of the cucumber. With this, a little bit of some red chili oil, so about 5 mils of it. Some toasted sesame oil to give it that burst of flavor. So I'm using nearly 20 mils of this. Allow it all to mix really well together with a fine sprinkle of some sugar. And sugar is extremely important in this salad. While everything merges well together, we're just going to elevate this with some parsley. So about 2 tablespoons of parsley. And give all this a good tossing with some Himalayan pink salt. So a fine sprinkle of that on top. And we are just going to toss all this and set it into a bowl. Just toss everything together and set it on a bowl and chill it. The purpose out here is to ensure that all those flavors come together and give you that gorgeous salad. Toasted white sesame seeds just to give it those Asian-y goodness and specks of little clouds on this sea of green. Put them on top and chill the salad to enjoy along with the fish. Such a simple salad, yet bursting with flavor, and I think the toasted sesame oil is the trick with the red chili oil. With this salad about to go into the refrigerator to chill and my sage lemon butter sauce nearly ready, all we're going to do is switch off the flame, lift this up and pour it into the sauce boat. The beauty of a Gremolata spice blend, though very subtle, it scents your entire house with the sea breeze of lemon, parsley, garlic and the olive oil. This is nearly ready. All we are going to do is take it out, and if you do not have a platter that's large enough to hold this ginormous fish, just put it on a board because it is easier to carve out and enjoy. While the fish is perfectly baked and just to fall off the bone, this gorgeous creation pairs really well with the spaghetti Asian influenced and the cucumber salad. The lemon butter sauce with that hints of sage is just something that marries the entire thing really well together. I hope you enjoyed creating this simple yet elegant fare. I'm sure all the seafood lovers at home, friends and family both, are going to just dig in and enjoy it. Don't forget to share loads of love by hitting on the like button, and as always, don't forget to subscribe.